Okay, let's be real. Trying to choose a gaming laptop in 2026 can feel like you're trying to solve some high-stakes puzzle, right? There's so much jargon, so many competing claims, so how do you actually make the right choice? Well, today, we're going to crack that code. We're doing a deep dive on one of the biggest new releases in India to figure it all out. Let's get into it.
So here's the game plan. First, we'll look at a huge brand shakeup that's changing the whole scene. Then, we'll get to know our main subject, the HyperX Omen 15, and really look under the hood. After that, we get practical. What's the price, and is it actually worth it? We'll even dig into what it's like to own one, the real-world experience. And we'll wrap it all up with a super simple checklist to help you find your perfect 2026 laptop.
All right, let's kick things off with something you might not have seen coming. If you've been around PC gaming for a minute, you definitely know the name Omen. It's been HP's top-tier gaming brand forever. Well, not anymore. That's all changing and in a really big way. Yep, you heard that right. HP's Omen gaming line is now HyperX Omen. And look, this is way more than just slapping a new logo on the box. It's a total rebranding of their entire gaming world. The big question is, why? And why now? Okay, so this timeline actually tells a really fascinating story. The Omen name goes all the way back to 2006 when HP bought a boutique PC builder called Voodoo PC. Now fast forward to 2021 and they make another huge move. They buy HyperX, a giant in gaming headsets, keyboards, you name it. So now in 2026, it all comes together. They're merging them to create one single powerful gaming brand. Think about what Dell did with Alienware. It's that exact same playbook. And that brings us right to our case study, the very first laptop to hit the market in India under this new unified HyperX Omen brand. So let's see what the first machine of this new era is really all about. Just looking at the specs, this thing is an absolute beast. You've got a seriously powerful 14th gen Intel i7 chip, which is going to chew through any demanding task you throw at it. Pair that with NVIDIA's brand new RTX 5060 GPU and a whopping 24 gigs of super fast DDR5 RAM. I mean, wow. This machine isn't just for gaming, it's a monster for content creation too. It's just a really well-balanced system where every part is designed to work together for peak performance. And here's the price tag in India. It starts just shy of 1.5 lakh rupees. Now, that puts it squarely in that premium mid-range category. So the question is, what kind of tech are you really getting for that money? But listen, powerful hardware is really only one piece of the puzzle. In 2026, what makes a laptop truly great is how three key things work together: AI-powered graphics, some seriously advanced cooling, and smart software that ties it all together. First up, we have to talk about DLSS 4. This is an absolute game changer. Here's the simple way to think about it. For every single frame your graphics card works its butt off to create, a powerful AI literally generates 3 more high-quality frames out of thin air. And the result? A massive, massive boost in your frame rates. That means you get incredibly smooth gameplay, even when you crank all the visual settings to the max. Next, let's talk cooling. Because all that power, it generates a ton of heat. The Omen Tempest Cooling system uses a special liquid metal compound to pull heat away from the processor and the GPU really efficiently. But the really clever part is the reverse airflow. It actually helps push dust out of the system. And what does that mean for you? It means the laptop doesn't slow down or throttle right when you're in the middle of a clutch moment in a game. And finally, you've got the brains of the whole operation, Omen AI. This software is basically your personal performance tuner. It looks at your system, it looks at the game you're playing, and with just one click, it optimizes everything to get you the best possible performance. And for all you enthusiasts out there, it even has an unleashed mode that lets you safely push the hardware to its absolute limits. Okay, so with all this amazing tech, we have to talk about value. It is so easy to get caught up chasing the biggest numbers on a spec sheet. But are you really paying for a difference you can actually feel? Let's use the display as a perfect example of this. Seriously, pay attention to this slide because it's so important. This Omen 15 has a 180 Hz display. Now, you could spend a lot more money to get a laptop with a 240 Hz panel, and yeah, technically that's faster, but the truth is, for almost every single gamer out there, even really competitive ones, the difference is practically impossible to see with the naked eye. By sticking with 180 Hz, HP is giving you a high-end, buttery smooth experience without making you pay a premium for a spec you probably won't even notice. It's just a really smart value choice. So the specs are great, the value is clearly there, but what happens after you swipe your card and take it home? You know, the long-term ownership experience, especially the after-sales service, is a massive part of the equation that, honestly, most of us forget to think about. To figure this out, we actually found a real-world story from a user over on the Indian gaming subreddit. This user, Dancing Fat Owl, posted about their entire experience with HP's service. And their final verdict is pretty telling. Even though they had a hardware problem, the service was so good that they'd still consider buying another Omen.
So let's just walk through what happened. The user's screen just died right in the middle of a game. They called the helpline, who then set up an on-site technician to come to their house. The technician showed up, handled a repair like a pro, and successfully swapped out the broken screen for a new one. A pretty smooth process, right? But here's the kicker. What if this hadn't been covered by warranty? That's the estimated cost. 20,000 rupees. Out of pocket. This one number shows you exactly why looking into a brand's service reputation and, yes, investing in that extended warranty is absolutely critical when you're buying a pricey piece of tech like this.
Okay, we've looked at the branding, we've torn apart the hardware, we've talked value, and we've talked service. So now, let's boil everything we've learned from this deep dive into a simple checklist you can use when you're shopping for any gaming laptop. First, look past the logo on the lid. Focus on the actual components inside. Second, understand the key tech like DLSS that will directly impact your gameplay. Third, value perceptible performance. Don't just chase bigger numbers you can't even see. Fourth, and this is the big one, do your homework on the after-sales service before you buy. And finally, make sure you're getting a balanced system where all the parts are a good match for each other. And that brings us to our final question for you. After looking at all of this, it really boils down to one thing. When you're putting down your hard-earned cash, what's more important to you? Getting the absolute maximum specs on paper? Or getting the peace of mind that comes with proven, reliable service when something goes wrong? Definitely something to think about.